understanding. I can add any type of object. I want this web edit. I want this web edit to be selected. Child objects, all web edit object from this page. Right? I can do it now using page web edit is my child object. Right? I can use web table, but web table is not required because it is part of a child object page. So page web edit I want to retrieve. Let us see now. I make now retrieve now edit boxes of this page. Control C. I put it here. This is, I declare it now. O edit, object edit. Instead of O link, I say O edit. Make class, I now need to make it as web edit. Ensure the syntax web edit, whether web W capital, E capital. I need to use the same syntax. I cannot use other syntax here. So I need to use W capital, E capital. There can be more edit boxes, but I am now trying to retrieve all the class of edit. I don't want subclass, so I command this. Instead of O link all, I will say O edit all. All edit objects. There can be one edit, it can be multiple edit object. O edit all. I now replace this O edit all. Now child objects, I put it now O edit. As simple. I now make it as O edit all. So what I did now was from line number 9, I now retrieved all the child objects matching to edit class. Let me run this alone. I run the script. Run from step. Right? I say OK. 1 minute. Web class O link. Here it is O edit. Right. Thank you. So now I run this particular step. From there I run. So he is now retrieving the edit. You now see how many edit boxes are appearing as a count. There are 2 edit boxes as per QTP. So there are 2 edit boxes having web edit as a syntax. Where that 2 we may have to find it out, but in this page there are 2 edit boxes as per QTP. Those 2 edit boxes will contribute to edit box. In that way I can now retrieve anything I like. So I go back. What I do after retrieval of this, I am going to the next step. First is what we have seen. What is child objects? How do I retrieve the child objects? Can I retrieve web table? Sir, you have seen when I saw the edit box, it was under web table, but we are able to recognize directly. So web table, for better understanding of web table, use checkpoint. So that will give better clarity of how web table is recognized. Right? So I am going to record mode. I insert checkpoint. It is again a standard checkpoint because web table is a standard web object. I select standard checkpoint. Now because I am not able to see a web table here, but when he recognized web edit, he recognized in association with web table. That is what we have seen it under spy. I click on web edit. Now I don't want web edit in the object selection screen. I go to web table advanced search. This will give you what is the structure he has followed. This is the design structure. Now you can see this web table has only these rows. So advanced search language tools is the search. One is one box, two is another box. There are two boxes, that is why you got it as two edit boxes. So there are two boxes and there is one advanced search. This is the way the web table recognizes that object. So this is how it recognizes the rows and the columns. So very important part is how QTP recognizes what child object means, what table object. Now it is called table object. As per QTP, table object is not a separate object, but table object whenever a programmer defined as, when for more understanding on this, use the principle web element. If you go to Chrome, you see a web element, that is inspect element. Inspect element will teach you, I have a Chrome but QTP doesn't recognize Chrome. For your understanding, you can go with Chrome as well, just for your understanding. So I now go here, google.com, as I did before. In this, now I like to inspect this element. Inspecting element in Google means I am getting into the HTML portion of that particular object. I am getting into inspect element. You can see that he has opened that window below. In that, there is an actual HTML of this page. In IE, you have to do right click, view source. View source will take you to this page. This is the actual, but view source doesn't take you to the exact element position, whereas here he is able to take you to the exact position. In this, what I am trying to explain you is this table. This is what the table object is. You can see that table arguments are shown on the page. In that, the body, you have TR. TR is my first row, right? Only one row is there. That is why in checkpoint it has recognized as one row. Inside this row, you have TD, 1 TD, 2 TD. So 1 TD is GSTTC0, that is my TD ID. ID is a tag attribute for any tag. Every tag can have an ID. Why these are all I am explaining here is, again it is important for test extensibility. jQuery, we use jQuery predominantly. jQuery, these informations are important. Now TDID, you have one division. One division is nothing but one column. Another division, you have another column. That division is again divided, and that division, it is one is type is text, right? And this is the entire input ID. So it accepts input from this type. Second, again you have a division, that is a background color. Now, and there is one more division which is style, and it is disabled, right? And you have one more, this is my close of TD. Finally, you have one more TD. That TD is GSIB class, and that TD is nothing but your advanced search. You can now see this is the class name, and this is the style that is being given to that class. So this are all the three divisions that you see. That is why you see three columns in that particular. I close the TDs so that you understand the three TDs. These are all the three TDs that is available for QTP to recognize the object. This is under table class. This table has one row, and one row have three columns. That is why you got three rows, three columns in that particular table when checkpoint is recognized. So table is a child object from QTP, but it is not directly visible for the user. So this is where you retrieve the object. When we say X path is nothing but the hierarchy in which the entire division is broken. Now you can see this is my HTML page. Under this HTML page I have a header, I have a body. And so this is one X path. Under body, this is my document object, document dot, this is, you can see that. So Google, even our Yahoo, Microsoft, they uses jQuery predominantly for lot of important things. Now under body you have division, you have a division here, two divisions, and then I have one frame. Within frame I have lot of text areas. Then I have again division. I have a script. This is my script. Inside the script you can see what is there. There is a function called, right? This function has, by default it is calling now where there are a lot of attributes defined. So this is the scripting is using. Document got get element by ID. Get element by ID is a jQuery candidate. So he is using jQuery. So he is now defined that these are all some of the functions used under script. Now then again you have a division. Again you have a script. And this script is now using a function. So this is why Google is much faster. When I type in this particular edit box, you are able to see there is a continuous list available, right? Those lists are appearing because of this function. This function retrieves that information, passes back to Google. And information is retrieved through XRC file. SRC file is the link from where the information is gathered. You will understand this as we go along. Lot of things to learn. Now this is a table object. Again there is a script and there is a gstatic.com. This is my JS file I am using. This JS file is used to finally understand the script, and this JS file is nothing but a jQuery with additional components of JavaScripts, right? This is like a reusable functions for QTP, sorry, for Google. Now just an introduction of HTML, how bodies are, what are all the components inside the body, and where that table component of that body. When I say child objects under page means all objects are visible to him. That is what I like to convey here. That is why we have not gone into table object, because table object is one portion of the page object. If I want something from table object, then I need to use XPath. I can use XPath. So this is a small introduction to how HTML is defined, whether it is a JSP page, whether it is a ASPX page, whether it is a HTML page, it doesn't matter. What it reads is HTML component over here. As long as it is having an HTML component with the HTML as a header, root as well, then you have a body header, that is sufficient, right? With this, now I come back. Header also will have a script. Generally any common thing you will put it under header. Header, you can see these are all the titles. This title is used to refer that object. Now you can see there is a href location, etc. This is the header object, right? Header, there are so many scripts. This scripts is available for all the objects, right? This is how your QTP recognizes an HTML object.